Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 p.m, live and free on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Wembley OVO Arena here for Whyte versus Franklin. I'm here with pretty much boxing royalty in journalism, Gareth A. Davies. How are you, sir?
Well, what an introduction. Thank you very much.
Did I tell you any lies?
Yeah, of course you did. I'm an old hack.
Okay. Yeah, potential banana skin for Dillian Whyte tonight?
I don't think so. Dillian Whyte's been very Dillian Whyte this week. Full on, very aggressive, mentally strong. We saw him a couple of weeks ago at a lunch in swanky Soho. And I think he's in a good place. We know he's an arch survivor. Even though Eddie and Anthony Joshua have been dangling the carrot of a big rematch, a sequel to their first fight 7 years ago, maybe in the early spring of 2023, he's not overlooking this guy. And he's got it stuck into him properly, I think, this week. And Franklin looks a little bit out of his depth. He hasn't fought anyone of this caliber. But as Dillian has said himself, it's heavyweight boxing and anything can happen. I think he's taking him very seriously, and I think he's going to go in there, he'll be patient early on, and I think he'll try and do a number on him.
I'm not going to dwell too much on this fight because by the time this goes out, it'll be Sunday. And
yeah. Well, you can put it out, and I can be incredibly wrong, can't I? I think he'll knock him out within 6 or 7.
Okay. We know you talk about the carrot being dangled there. It's to both Franklin and obviously Whyte. But for Franklin, where Eddie Hearn's come out and said for the last few weeks, listen, if you beat Dillian Whyte, you'll get the Anthony Joshua fight. So if you can't have more motivation than that, then, you know.
I spoke to Franklin about that, and he said exactly the same as Dillian Whyte. Listen, I got this big, bruising heavyweight to get through who's fought at a superior level to me, and this is my chance to prove something. Legacy-changing, legacy-making, life-changing opportunity as you fiddle with your camera. Am I not in focus?
You're fine.
Okay. You know, it's a legacy moment for him. This is a massive step up in class. Dillian is clearly, you know, one of the top 10 heavyweights in the world. I mean, you can go down the list. You can put him 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want to put him. But he's top 10 heavyweight. He's box office. He's box office because of his story, what he's done. He's only lost to Povetkin, who he avenged defeat against. I'm starting to sound like Eddie Hearn now. You know, he's lost to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. He wants both of those rematches, and he wants a Wilder fight, and he wants a Usyk fight. Dillian Whyte told me. So, you know, look, Franklin's going to bring something, but he's away from home. What he's learnt in Fury's training camp, I don't know. But, look, this is set up for Whyte to be the house fighter, and hopefully if Anthony Joshua is here tonight, which I believe he is, we'll probably get him in the ring afterwards, or pointing from the ring and ringside, and a little bit of bad blood hopefully, and then, you know, let's get it on. I mean, I know you're going to ask me about this, but I don't see, and again I may be wrong about this, don't see Filip Hrgović against Anthony Joshua for the IBF title being Anthony Joshua's next fight. He can't come off the back of 2 losses to Usyk, albeit improved in the second performance, and then fight for a world title. People are not going to be able to follow the boxing narrative other than critique it if this is what's going to happen. Joshua and Whyte next, please.
But I will say if... sorry. A solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Gareth, I mean, look, we know with Anthony Joshua coming off the back of, like you said, two losses to Alexander Usyk, and if we track back to prior to the first fight, a lot of people didn't really think he would take that Usyk fight. They thought he would vacate the belt. The fact that he has gone in and then gone in again, Filip Hrgović, I understand what you're saying in the current situation of suffering 2 back-to-back losses, but with Anthony Joshua, he has proven time and time again that he just wants to fight, and whoever's out there, he'll fight. So we shouldn't be surprised, really, if whatever the outcome of that is.
Which outcome?
As in the outcome of who he fights next.
Well, look, he's still big box office. There's fascination with him. There always will be. I think, regardless of the belts, the bigger fight is Dillian Whyte. It's going to generate more interest. It's a stadium fight, in my view. There's massive bad blood between them. It was a fantastic fight in 2015. Joshua really in trouble for the first time in his career, and him fighting back and doing a number on Dillian, stopping, I think it was the 7th round, back at the O2 Arena in 2015. They both changed a lot as fighters. I think there's genuine animosity, and as Dillian said to me a couple of weeks ago, it doesn't matter how many times me and Anthony Joshua lace up the gloves against each other, it's always going to be Ali Frazier in terms of they're going to go at it like a war.
We're back, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as Dillian Whyte was saying, in terms of, in terms of the way they fight with each other and the animosity they have for each other, it's Ali Frazier. It's always going to be a war.
We just move round Matchroom's instructions.
Yeah, it's a very mobile interview, this. Big Dill's here. Good luck tonight, Dill. Good night, bud. Have a good night. Looking forward to it. Do you shower in your dressing room? Do you have a shower on the day of a fight or not? Would you care? Good luck tonight, bud. There's Buddy. Good evening, sir. How are you? Good to see you. How are you? Yeah? Good evening. Good evening. He almost ignores me.
Gareth, did you just ask Dillian Whyte of all the questions you could have asked him? Do you shower in your dressing room?
You know why? Because it's just what, you know, I think of weird questions sometimes. It's that thing like, someone might say, do you know, it's a weird thing. I'm going in for a fight, I'm going to sweat my buckets off, but I like to have a shower just before I go in the ring, or, do you know what I mean? You don't, or, no, I don't wash for a week, you know?
Sorry. That is the most random question you could have ever have asked him. But it's good.
How relaxed is he?
I know.
How relaxed is he?
Sorry, I'm thrown by that.
Have you ever asked anyone that?
Well, 3 hours before they're going to go into the ring? Probably not.
No, because he might say, yeah, I'll go in the dressing room and have a nice shower because it relaxes me or whatever.
It's cool. Gareth, you just be you.
Yeah. Be different.
Be different.
I don't know what's so random about that. It's just I was thinking about it on the way down.
There's nothing random about it.
What happens with, you know this, when you ask those unusual questions, it shifts the mindset and you can get into an area with someone when I know he's about to have a fight, but Dillian have a fight with him out here now. He nearly had a fight at the press conference.
Next week obviously brings us to Tyson Fury's fight with Derek Chisora. You're on board this fight next week?
I'm on board with the fight, yeah. I'm doing the TalkSport broadcast covering.
No, I mean, are you on board as in you think it should be happening, you're happy with his choice of opponent, etc.?
Well, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of people have critiqued it happening, don't believe it should be happening, are annoyed about it happening. They believe it should have been Andy Ruiz or Flip Hrgovic or others. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you know, I'm going to work the show. I fully expect Fury to win. Again, Derek Chisora's a banana skin for anyone.
I get labelled like a Fury man, etc. You definitely get labelled a Fury man, etc. And people believe that yourself...
He rings me up and gets me to put news out. I've not seen Tyson Fury since the press conference at Spurs.
No, but people have this perception that even though when you're talking about, say, Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury, it's favoured towards whatever you're saying, towards your relationship with Tyson Fury. I get this a lot, but sometimes I get it with Joshua as well, and it makes no sense to me, but you get that a lot.
Yeah, you're definitely, you're Eddie Hearn's boy.
Am I?
No, look.
Am I?
Well, look, you get a lot of access to him, I'll put it that way. So if I ring Tyson Fury up, sometimes he doesn't answer. Sometimes he does get back to me. I've worked some professional interviews with him on stage when he's on tour. I've done that several times. I have a good relationship with him. I have a good relationship with Anthony Joshua. I have a good relationship with Eddie Hearn. I mean, I'm not... People think we're all screaming and shouting at each other. Am I Fury's guy? I mean... No, I have a working relationship with him. I don't go and have a cup of tea with him privately or go to his house, but I might say, can I come up and do an interview with you? It's about
He
access.
trusts you as well.
Yeah, trust is a big thing. There's other guys getting in contact with me at the moment. Lawrence Sicoli and others. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that right now, but there's a lot of people out there who you work with. I'm not their agent, I'm not their manager. I'm just working with them professionally. I do have a very good relationship with Tyson Fury. He tries to send me up on things sometimes. If he says something to me and I don't believe it, I think it's, I say to him, no, you're just trying to send me up. This is nonsense. I'm not buying it. 3 times in the last week, he wants to fight Joshua, then he doesn't, and he'll never fight him. And look, Harry Carpenter had a great relationship with Henry Cooper, with Frank Bruno. And I'm not saying I'm like Harry Carpenter, but in the professional world we work in, where you're working radio and you're working bits of TV and you're doing writing, they're all different roles. And to have a close relationship, to have access to people is really important. Am I better off having no access and just sitting outside on an armchair and never going to an event and going, I know this and I know that? No, there's an awful lot we know about in the sport. There's look at the Conor Benn situation. It's still under wraps and it's a difficult situation. I just tell it as I see it. It's as simple as that. But I mean, I've not really been ever asked this question before. Am I Fury's guy? No, I've just got a strong work.
I get accused of everyone, and I know you sometimes because of your relationship with Tyson.
It's just access.
Yeah,
it's access and trust.
Trust. Yeah.
You know.
I wasn't knocking it, by the way, because I'm saying that
I'm not bothered. You know, I couldn't give a shit, and in the right way. In the right way.
Okay. Well, listen, Adi Oladipo.
I haven't seen Gareth A. Davies for. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Where have you been? Or where have I been?
Well,
I've got a question actually.
Go on. What's the question, Coogs?
If you was to say he was associated with one heavyweight from this country, who would you say it was?
Tyson Fury.
See, this is the perception. We've just been talking about this.
No, but he does those. You know, when Tyson Fury does those sort of meet and greets. Now you host those as well, don't you? So that's why. That's why. It's not because of what other people say. I don't believe that.
It's access and trust, is what I'm saying, and it's like you don't deliberate. I've got a good relationship with Anthony Joshua. He's not as accessible. If he was as accessible to me as Tyson Fury, I'd spend as much time with him as well. I don't stalk him like you do. You go to events and stalk him.
Stalk who?
Anthony Joshua.
I don't think he does, you know.
Now you're talking absolute bollocks. I don't stalk anyone, apart from you.
I know that.
Apart from you.
The trouble is you live around the corner from me.
I do live around the corner, and you still haven't been round.
You're here as opposed to. I thought you might be at the O2 Arena.
Oh, hold on.
No.
Oh, hold on. Why would he be there?
Of a Frank Warren Fury fan right now. Hey, before you were doing this, I was doing this for DAZN.
You were.
So they got him for the obviously less attractive guy, didn't they?
The younger.
Less attractive guy.
No.
He's attractive.
I'm not bad.
He's a bit obsessed with weightlifting.
Yeah, I've noticed today. Because David Haye was getting changed backstage. And David Haye's doing this fat to fit thing.
No, he did that thing where he stuck his belly out and pushed his he was never really out of shape.
He's never out of shape.
No.
He was chatting.
But he
nonsense.
does look fantastic.
He looks fantastic. He took his top off and.
What, in the
awkward.
studio?
No, in the green room.
Would you take your top off?
That was the
as well?
problem.
We all
No, that
take
was
the top off?
no chance. But the
I
problem
would.
was.
I would.
You know what the problem was?
I would.
You know what the problem was, Coogan?
I would. I'll be willing.
Go on then. Go on then. Put your money where your mouth is then. Go on.
Go on, see you go.
No, actually, I won't.
Ah!
I'm not worried to. I'm not bothered to, but I just don't want the
But you know what the
flack
problem
afterwards.
is, Coogan. So I had my hoodie on, and I knew I had to eventually take my hoodie off
do the same.
and put this on. And I was waiting for David to leave, and he wasn't going to leave. So I took it off, and I was trying to breathe in. I was trying to breathe in. I feel bad.
I'm happy with the shape I'm in.
Can I just ask you one question before you leave, right? Addy, yeah? Dillian Whyte just walked past about 7 minutes ago, yeah? I will give you £100 now if you can guess the one question in 2 goes what Gareth Davies asked him.
It was to do with his hygiene.
No, we're giving clues now, so now it's down to £50.
You need a bit of a clue.
What, did you ask him if he had a wash?
Yeah, I said, do you have a shower when you go in before you fight?
Did he give you a look? What did he say?
He kind of blanked me, didn't he?
One question.
I wished him good. No, because
Wait,
I was
just one
thinking.
question.
No,
He did ask about training and how's it
Are
going.
you going to shower tonight?
Have you had a shower tonight?
no, what I was going to say.
From one of the greats of boxing journalism.
No.
That's what you
But
asked.
one
him.
of the reasons, look, you and I do a radio show together, and we've been friends a long time now. And one of the things that we're always looking to do, apart from ask the questions that the viewers want us to ask or the listeners want us to ask, is always dare to be
probably
different.
should be watching that because I'm hosting the event.
Okay, go on.
Andy,
Anyway, never mind.
Gareth, thank you very much for your time.
Always a pleasure.
We'll look forward to catching up with you again next week for Fury Chisora. And yeah, just
That
bit
was random, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
very
very
random.
random.
We like it random on IFL.
Yeah. Okay.
Top man, thank you very much.
Midnight on Channel 5. Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 p.m, live and free on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife and saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.